welcome to my channel. I'm back with yet another instant pot recipe. So in this video I'm going to show you guys how to make a very popular Italian dish, and I'm very excited to share this recipe with you all. So it's going to be lasagna. That's right, we can make lasagna in the instant pot. So I've already tried this recipe a couple of times in the instant pot and it turned out super delicious. So I was so happy. It was like a winning moment for me when the lasagna came out super good and delicious from the instant pot. For making this lasagna, I'll be using ground beef sauce. So first I'll be cooking ground beef in the instant pot. Ground beef with Italian seasoning, paprika, and also I'll be adding some tomato paste. But if you already have the sauce, or if you're using store-bought lasagna sauce, you can skip this step. And I'll be layering the lasagna sheets with ground beef sauce and ricotta cheese. So at the top layer, I'll be adding cheddar cheese. So you can use a combination of cheese like cheddar cheese and Parmesan cheese. So I'll be using ricotta cheese and cheddar cheese to top the lasagna. And so in the instant pot, we need to cook the lasagna for 30 minutes at high pressure. And after that, I'll take it out of the instant pot and I will be also broiling it, because we need the cheese to have a nice golden crust, right? So in the instant pot you wouldn't get that. So in order to make the cheese golden and crispy, I'll be broiling that in the oven. So that's the only thing that we'll be doing in the oven. Other than that, all the other cooking will be done in the instant pot. Here is the pan that I'll be using for making lasagna in the instant pot. So this is 7-inch springform pan. So springform pan, we can separate the bottom from the pan like this. So that way it will be very easy to separate the lasagna from the pan. So let me put this back. I have a 7-quart instant pot, so this 7-inch springform pan will fit really well into the stainless steel pot. So any pan that's bigger than this wouldn't fit well, so that's the reason I use this pan. So since this is a small pan, I have to cut the pasta sheets into smaller pieces. So I'll be using oven-ready lasagna sheets. So as you can see, this is pretty narrow sheets, and I'll be cutting into small pieces and then layer it on the pan. Alright, so let's get started and let's make lasagna in the instant pot. First, I'm going to make ground beef sauce. So for that, I'm going to add 300 grams of ground beef to the stainless steel pot. So I'm going to break the ground beef. If you have ground chicken, you can add that as well. So next, let me add all the other ingredients. So I'm adding 1 onion chopped, so this is yellow onion, 2 cloves of garlic chopped. Next, going to add all the spices, 1 teaspoon paprika, half teaspoon ground cumin, 1 teaspoon Italian seasoning. So when you add Italian seasoning, it will give a really nice flavor and aroma to the sauce. Half teaspoon black ground pepper. And 1 teaspoon salt. Combine everything well to the ground beef. So no need to add water. So next I'm going to close the pot with the lid and let's do pressure cooking. So select the pressure cook setting and set the time to 15 minutes at high pressure. So the pressure should be high. I'm going to click start. I'm using Instant Pot Ultra model. After 15 minutes of pressure cooking, let's do a quick pressure release. So let's open the lid. So here is the cooked ground beef. So we haven't added any water. So this is the water that oozed out of the ground beef. So we have a good amount of liquid in the pot. So next I'm going to add 3 tablespoons tomato paste to the cooked ground beef. So if you have tomato sauce, you can add half cup. We have to make this sauce thick, so do not add a lot of tomato sauce. So give it a good mix. So the pot is still hot after pressure cooking, so we don't have to cook this in saute mode. So this is pretty good. So this is a thick ground beef sauce. I'm just breaking some of the lumps. So keep it aside. Next, let's make the ricotta cheese filling. So to a bowl, I'm adding 1 cup ricotta cheese. To the cheese, add 1 teaspoon Italian seasoning, quarter teaspoon black ground pepper, and half teaspoon salt. So give it a good mix. So this is our ricotta cheese filling. If you have spinach leaves, you can also add that to the ricotta cheese. Next, let's layer the pasta sheets and the filling. So here's the pasta sheets I'm using. It's narrow sheets. It's oven ready lasagna sheets. So I'm going to cut these into smaller pieces, and I'm using 7-inch springform pan. So I'm going to line the springform pan with a parchment paper. So for that, I'm cutting a round shape out of the parchment paper. So place the parchment paper into the pan. So next, let's layer the pasta sheet. So I have broken into smaller pieces. So make it the first layer. There shouldn't be any gaps. So this is the first layer of pasta sheets. So next, let's top this with the ground beef sauce. So spread the ground beef over the pasta sheets. On top of the ground beef sauce, let's spread the ricotta cheese filling. So half of the ricotta cheese filling goes on top and spread it evenly. So next, let's spread with the cheese. So I'm using cheddar cheese. You can use a combination of cheddar and mozzarella cheese. Here I'm just using white and yellow cheddar cheese. So next layer is going to be pasta sheets. Again, make a even one layer over the cheddar cheese. So let's spread the ground beef sauce over the pasta sheets. So next goes the remaining ricotta cheese filling. The next layer is going to be cheddar cheese. So spread it evenly over the ricotta cheese filling. I'm going to add one more layer of pasta sheets and ground beef sauce. So you can make 2 layers or 3-layer lasagna. This is according to your personal preference. So over the pasta sheets, going to spread the remaining ground beef sauce. And the topmost layer will be cheddar cheese. So add generously over the ground beef sauce. Here is the layered lasagna, so it's ready to be pressure cooked. So let's cover the pan with aluminum foil. To the stainless steel pot, I'm going to add 1 cup water. Place the trivet onto the water, and on the trivet I'm placing the springform pan, so it's covered with aluminum foil. So close the Instant Pot with the lid. So select the pressure cook setting, and let's set the time to 30 minutes, and the pressure should be at high. So click start as I'm using Instant Pot Ultra model. After 30 minutes of pressure cooking, I'm going to do a quick pressure release. So let's open the lid. And so here is the pressure cooked lasagna. So wear a mitten, and I'm going to take this out of the stainless steel pot. So I'm going to remove the aluminum foil, and here is the pressure cooked lasagna. So the cheese has melted and the pasta has cooked well. So next we need to broil the cheese. So I'll be broiling this in the oven. We cannot broil this in the Instant Pot. So I'm going to turn on the broil setting on my oven. So clicking on broil high, setting it high, and click start. So the coil at the top, it has turned hot. So now I'm going to place the lasagna onto the upper rack. So I'm going to broil till the cheese has turned golden brown. So keep an eye on it. This will happen really fast as the coil is really hot. So I actually kept the oven door open. So in 3 to 4 minutes it has turned golden brown. So I'm taking this out of the oven. So here is our lasagna that's pressure cooked in the Instant Pot. So next I'm going to run a knife through the sides of the pan. Since I've used a springform pan, it's pretty easy to remove the lasagna from the pan. So it's very hot, so be very careful. So I'm going to remove the top part. It's a bit sticky at the ends. So here is the lasagna that's cooked in the Instant Pot. So look at that. So keep it aside and allow it to cool for a few minutes, and after that I'm going to cut into wedges. So using a sharp knife, I'm going to cut wedges. So since we have broken the pasta sheets, we wouldn't get a nice layer. Alright, so I have cut this. So I'm going to use a spatula and take this out and place it on a plate. Here is the Instant Pot ground beef lasagna. Since we have broken the pasta sheets, we don't get a beautiful layer, but this tastes absolutely delicious. So guys, here is the delicious lasagna that's made in the Instant Pot. This has turned out really good. So since we have used 7-inch springform pan, we had to cut the pasta sheets into smaller pieces. So when we cut the lasagna into wedges, we didn't get that beautiful layers. So that's the only issue. Other than that, taste wise, this lasagna tastes super delicious. And the ground beef sauce really enhanced the taste of lasagna. So if you have ground beef, do make the sauce. If you don't have ground beef, you can also use store-bought lasagna sauce. And don't forget to broil the lasagna, so that will make the cheese really crispy and crunchy and golden. So this is definitely a winning recipe. So do try this recipe and let me know your feedback. So if you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be back with more Instant Pot cooking videos. Until then, happy cooking, take care and bye.